Hi, I'm Susannah, I'm a gemologist and welcome back to Gem School with Fenton. Today we're going to be talking about how to choose an engagement ring. So whenever someone comes in to choose an engagement ring, one of the first things I always ask them is to tell me about their partner. What do they do for a living? Are they someone who wears a lot of jewellery, or are they someone who never wears any jewellery at all? Are they someone who likes something quite modern, or are they looking for something a bit more traditional? These are all things that we kind of want to consider when we're going to help you choose the best engagement ring for your partner. So the best place to start is with the gemstone. It is, after all, going to be the main centre of attention of your ring. And the gemstone can be broken down into a couple of factors. So the first one to consider is probably colour. This is going to be to do with your partner's style. Are they someone who likes to wear lots of bright colours all the time? Are they wearing pinks, reds, greens, blues? If so, something like a pink sapphire would be a really lovely choice. It's a really fun gemstone. Otherwise, maybe there's someone who likes something a bit more subtle, and maybe they're a little bit more muted tones. In that case, I would recommend looking at aquamarines and also blue sapphires. After this, the next thing to consider is the gemstone's durability, because they're all a little bit different in that sense. If your partner's someone who's using their hands a lot, maybe they work outside, I would not recommend going for an emerald. This is just because they're a little bit more brittle and they're a little bit more soft as a gemstone. I'd recommend looking at something like a ruby or a blue sapphire because they're much harder. And then in terms of cut, well, this is going to be to do with your partner's hand shape. Are they someone who's got slightly smaller hands? If so, I'd recommend looking at the cushion or maybe even something like the round. Otherwise, if your partner's got slightly larger hands or maybe they've got long, slender fingers, I'd recommend looking at the oval cut or the emerald cut. So once you've decided on the gemstone, the next thing to decide is the ring design that you want to put it in. If you're looking for something quite traditional, I'd recommend going for something like our trilogy. It's a very classic ring. You've got that centre gemstone and then 2 diamonds either side. Alternatively, I'd recommend looking at something with a diamond halo. For example, this is our blue sapphire vintage. It has a really lovely classic feel to it. Or if you're looking for something a little bit more modern, you could also look at our bezel setting. It's just a standard gold or platinum casing around that gemstone. Another design you could look at is also the east-west. It's just a little modern take on a very classic design. If you're wanting to get them something that's got less of a ring feel to it and more of a band, then something I would also really recommend looking at is our 3-stone design. You've got 2 coloured gemstones, so in this example they're emeralds, and then that centre diamond, which is really lovely. Something that you might want to think about is what their mother has for her engagement ring, or even what their grandmother has for their engagement ring, because it might be a really nice idea to continue a tradition with your modern heirloom. So the next thing to consider is size, because bigger isn't always necessarily better. When it comes to choosing the size, remember it has to be practical. Your partner is going to be wearing this every single day, so it has to fit into their daily routine. We offer 5 different sizes, from original all the way up to grand, so there will be something for everyone. So once you've given them the ring, and we're sure they're going to say yes, the next thing that you want to think about is the wedding bands. So something that we can do to ensure that your ring sits perfectly next to your wedding band is raise the setting ever so slightly. This means that when the 2 are worn together, they fit together perfectly. So if you're still not sure which engagement ring to go for after watching this video, please do book an appointment with us at Fenton. We would love to have you in for either an in-person appointment or also a virtual appointment where we can help you find the perfect engagement ring.